Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Noah02, and continuing my complete guide to Bright Sands, we are at the lake. Relatively simple area, not a tremendous amount going on, but there is some notable looting spots as well as some notable places to snipe from, take point from. We're at the lake, and some notable PvE. We're actually going to start with the PvE here, simply because there's not a lot of it. Out there, by that crane, and I sort of talked about this in my guide video for the East Collection Point, which you can see right there. There'll be a group of creatures out in that field over there, sort of the lake area, where there'll be a couple of striders and some rattlers, 2 to 4 creatures at a time. Throughout the lake, mostly through the center and closer to the labs, there's actually quite a bit of PvE in the lake. It's a mixture of common rattlers and striders, 2 to 4 creatures per mob, things like that. But there'll typically be some creatures right in the center of the lake here. And that's about it. Keep in mind that occasionally you'll see a Jeff out here in the lake. I think it's related to the meteorite striking in this area, and the Jeff gets spawned or arrives with it, or is attracted to it in some way or another. The other bit of PvE is found over here, and it's sort of not technically the lake area, but one of the key ways into the lake area. There'll be 2 to 4 striders sitting right there. And that's about it. That's it for PvE. When it comes to looting, there is no loot containers, as far as I can tell, or hard spawns that are out here, other than the water feed plant that you just find on the edge. Probably go find one so you guys can see it. It's simply right here. This is it. The water feed filament. It will spawn all over the place on the edge of the lake and in the water. When it comes to like notable hiding spots or cheeky areas to take fights from, it's actually fairly open. There's not a lot going on here as far as favorable PvP engagements, unless you have a scope. But as you can see, this little hut area, great for looking over the lake, over the field, for sniping, for long-range engagements, and things like that. There's rocks and cover, though, to try to avoid that, for the most part. So, looting. We got this building here. Industrial materials will spawn out here on the crates, as well as that's some ammo right there. We got a dumpster, right, a magnet inside of it. Note these plants on the ground. If you watched my woodcutters camp video, you know that this type of foliage on the ground has a chance to spawn the pale ivy blossoms, which you can find in this hut in particular. I tend to find them right here or right here. Inside this hut, we have a civilian locker. Things like the hard spawn outside on top of the crates and on the floor here. We have radio equipment, and circuit boards tend to like to hard spawn in this room. We've got a briefcase. We have a medical case. Another briefcase. You'll see, again, radio equipment and circuit boards hard spawn on the bed. And that's about it. Sometimes things will hard spawn out here as well. It seems to be less common. My assumption is that because of the comm-based thing, these servers are like, oh, you know, it's radio equipment, circuit boards. Things will occasionally spawn on here as well, but it seems to be rare. For the most part in here, the hard spawns are going to be the circuit board and radio equipment. And then the industrial stuff will be right outside. The only other notable looting area is down here, past all these striders. If you don't know about this cave, this is a great little cave. Right here. That little waterfall goes up to the lake right there. Note this right here. This is like super duper dark. It's actually hid here from players before. You just jump up and get all the way up and crouch, and you can sort of watch the entrance and be in complete shadow, because we were born in the shadow. In this little cave, you'll find nickel and titan. Right here, specifically, you will find a blue strider egg if it has triggered or spawned. Got some titan right there. And then, of course, a secret stash. And that's about it for the lake. If you want some other details on the lake, like specifically the lake around the Waterfall Lab, check out my Waterfall Lab guide video where I'll cover all the mobs that are over there on that side. The lake, pretty simple stuff. Water feed plants, that observation comms tower place up top, where you can find some industrial loot, some circuit boards, a couple of civilian locker, a couple of briefcases. That's about it. Poison ivy blossom, or the pale ivy blossom, and then this cave here for some minerals and a secret stash, potential blue runner egg. That's it. That's the summary of this of the lake. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the future.